Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I was struggling just a little bit there with my headset, and I've got it working. Thank you for joining me. I was not on the mindset yesterday. A few of you actually had emailed me, was wondering if things were not working. I did not get the cancellation out in time. I think for a few of you, I always try to do that, is in case I'm not able to make the mindset, and it happens. I try to do these every morning, and so I keep them as scheduled as possible. And then sometimes I do have meetings and some other things, responsibilities that I have to manage. So we should be good the rest of this week. So today's Tuesday, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm in office. So we should be good for the mindset. Thank you for joining me. And today's subject is going to be kind of I don't know, a reiteration of some of the things that we've talked about, but I wanted to be a little bit more specific today. So if you're new to the mindset, get a pen, get a notebook, make some good notes. We spend, 10, 20 minutes here every morning trying to figure out what it is that we can do personally to make the day that we have ahead of us really, really count. And this subject, I think, is a very useful one. So I grabbed a few quotes from some individuals that were very well known for personal development. For any of you that are fans of Grant Cardone, I've actually followed his career for a long time. I've been in the car business for a bit. One of the companies that we have 1,700 auto dealers as clients, and so I remember him back from the days when he was doing the 20 groups with a lot of the auto dealers, going around training auto dealers, and now he's a fairly substantial and successful personal trainer. And so I've got a quote from him. I've got a quote from Manny P. Hall. Any of you know anything about him? He was a kind of a mystic, a little over 80 years ago or more, something like that. He was very well known for his very well spoken word. And then, of course, you guys already know I have a fairly good relationship with Jack Sufelt, and kind of developing this idea over time is something that I find to be extremely important. And I've talked about it in different ways, in different mindsets, but I really wanted to kind of get it down to the specifics of exactly what matters here. So you got to engage your challenges. Okay, you have to engage your challenges. There's always going to be things that are more difficult to do than other things that you have on the list of responsibilities that you're working on in a particular day. And it is very frequent that we will actually take things that are bigger challenges and or are difficult, and we'll put them on the back burner, or we'll put them down the road, or we'll tell ourselves that we'll get there, right? We'll get around to where we can start working on these things that may be a little bit harder. And so especially if you've got a lot on your plate, it's easy to start looking at things that are simpler. What can I do and avoid kind of the things that are challenging me the most in order to feel like I'm still making progress, right? And that's just in the personal development realm, just as an example, a lot of people spend a lot of times going to conferences, reading books, and there's nothing wrong with that. I spend as much time as I can going and seeing professionals speak as well as reading, but they'll kind of get caught up in this idea that that's where they're developing themselves, is actually and I bring this up because we talked about personal development in a previous mindset. I wanted to make sure it's very clear how that really works, as opposed to how it was defined in one of the mindsets that we had, even though it was a good definition. Um, Personal development isn't just about reading books, going out, doing the things. It's about looking at your biggest challenges, the things that you're having the hardest time with, and deciding to put those on the front burner. Okay, whether that be public speaking, whether that be your inability to sit in your chair for a period of time that you know is necessary to make the phone calls if you're a salesperson. Okay, if you've got these habits that you've formed that have caused you to avoid your biggest challenges, even though they're constantly taking up that energy in your psyche, you got to sit down and look at the list of things that you're trying to accomplish and decide that you're going to engage your challenges. Okay, so I want to give you a few quotes here today that I think may be helpful. So, comfort makes more prisoners than all the jails combined. And this is something that I felt Grant really kind of brought out measurable, and we'll kind of follow that up with the comment by Manny P. Hall. Freedom is something you can't have if you're enslaved to your own weakness. So if you're not taking the things that you know you need to grow properly and accomplishing them, moving forward with them, and again, not necessarily reading a book by Grant Cardone, but taking his advice and sitting down in your chair and making it through the things that you need to get done, even if they're difficult, even if they're hard. Okay, because if they're not difficult, then you'd already have the benefits of whatever it is that you may be trying to accomplish in your business life or in your sales career already on the table. You'd already have made the money that you needed. Okay. You'd already be on to things that are going to create success in your life. Okay. And the way through that is really with the biggest challenges that you have. What are they? Okay. It's not hard to define them because on a consistent basis, that's what frustrates us. Okay, it's what at the end of the day we tell ourselves, man, I should be doing X. Okay, like for me, I'll give you a very specific one. My wife is having a baby in February. We're having a baby girl, by the way, and we have a 2-year-old. And before my 2-year-old was born, and really up until about halfway through her first pregnancy, we worked out every day, every single day. Okay, every day. I was getting very healthy. I was feeling great, and I still do a lot of that. But it has become this prevalent message in my head that, hey, you need to get to the office early. Okay, that'll pop up in my head. And you know what? There's reasons for me to get to the office early. Every single day, there's reasons. Okay, a few of you on this call right now are partners of mine. Okay, you may even be waiting for a phone call from me. What I should be doing, and what my biggest challenge is here, is I should be getting up and I should be putting in at least 45 minutes to an hour worth of HIIT training and doing some lifting. And the biggest reason why isn't just because of my health, it's because it actually grows brain matter. If any of you have done any studies into exercise and what it does for you, it'll actually grows brain matter. It'll make me more efficient, more capable of thinking. It'll get more blood into my system. So everything I do will be more effective. Okay, there's absolutely no way on earth that me having a 45-minute time in the morning to work out is going to take time away from my day. It'll add time to my day. It'll make every minute, hour that I'm working way more efficient. Okay, which means that I'm getting in a 8-hour period more done than I would normally get in maybe a 10 to 12-hour period because my body's regulated properly. Okay, so I'm just giving you a very specific example of something that I need to engage that challenge and overcome because I know the benefits that are there. Just like you may know the benefits of actually spending the time on the phone to build your pipeline, right? Or to polish up your business model and be brave enough to take the step, let's say if you're working an additional job, to stop working that job and engage your business full time. Okay, there's these bigger challenges, and they're usually like the life-changing adjustments that we need to make that we know are there. Okay, we don't have to go to a seminar, we don't have to go to a presentation, we don't have to read a book to really understand the bigger challenges that we're just not meeting on a daily basis. Okay, it's the things that we think about consistently that are constantly stopping us from getting where we want to go. Okay, again, comfort makes more prisoners than all the jails combined. So what usually happens is we've got certain habits that we're comfortable with that we kind of back into, right? Maybe that's a TV show that you watch, right? Now it's time to relax, quote unquote. You know, maybe that's just anything concerning the way you operate now. I know I should be making 30 calls, but I did 6, and I had 2 really good calls. I'm going to sit back into that. Okay, 2 of the calls I had today were really good. I know I should be making 30, but you know what? I made 2 really good calls today. I feel really good about it, right? You're getting yourself into a position where you're feeling good about what you're doing. Okay, and when I say feeling good, I don't mean the joy that comes from accomplishing something of accomplishment, but more that you are giving measure to the routines that you have now and validating them. Oh, you know what? I operate in this way, even though I know I want to be above that, but I'm operating in this way and I feel good about it, right? I did good today. Made a couple calls that really made sense, right? I'm feeling good about my business, where I'm headed with things. Well, what you're doing is you're basically putting a blindfold on the bigger things that you know you need to engage that are going to get you to the next stage. Okay, so freedom is something you can't have if you were enslaved to your own weaknesses. So you get to think about that. There's a certain mindset. We talk about it in other morning mindsets, and it was called the master state. It's something I'm actually working on with Jack Zufelt and defining more a lot better for the programs that we have. And that master state is the same state for everything that you're trying to accomplish. Okay, we've talked before about deep practice. We won't get into that here. We're going to keep it simpler than that. We're going to just get into this quote from Jack. Your comfort zone is what you have right now in your life. If you want more out of your life, you must move into the discomfort zone. You have to be challenged. You have to like being challenged. That's a difficult one. Okay, now let's just compare that to people working out in a gym. There's the guys you walk in there, day one, paid your gym membership, and then there's the dudes in there that are just ripped, right? And they are enjoying the challenge of being in the gym. Okay, some of them probably spend too much time in the gym, right? If you're trying to get something accomplished in life, you can't spend 6 hours in the gym. I see somebody who's super ripped, but they're still managing McDonald's. So the reality is, if you're looking at that idea or that example, they don't look at the weights that they lift or the challenge that they have when they're there in this, oh my gosh, I've got to get through this today. Okay, they're actually looking forward to the challenge of being in the gym and lifting makes them feel better. Okay, a good partner of ours actually, in Fluent Buzz, Sean Rogers, guy's fit as a fiddle, unbelievably fit. And spent some time with him when I was in Florida. And I tell you, he was like, man, I got to go lift. He's like, I got to get in the gym, bro. I got to go. And his attitude towards it was, I need it in my life right now, today, at this moment. So I've got to go for him a little bit because this is going to make me feel a lot better about where my day's headed. His challenge became positive to him. Okay, so you got to look at what comforts you in comparison to what challenges you, and you've got to start changing your mind about the way you see your challenges. Okay, Tony Robbins talks about this quite a bit as well. The things that are difficult cause pain or that cause you to suffer, they need to be changed in their metrics. Like it should be more painful to you to be constantly caught up in your comforts that you have that have stopped you from being successful. That needs to become painful. You need to become relatively aware on a consistent basis of what your challenges are and the ones that you're not meeting. You have to. Okay, it's a switch. It's this going into this master state, as Jack calls it, the discomfort zone, where you need to get comfortable. You need to want to meet your challenges. You need to welcome them into your life. You need to look at them as a positive thing, just like the guy going into the gym. He's going to lift, and he's looking at it as a positive thing because he's got a strong body. He's got very healthy. He's got all these results from him keeping that challenge ahead of him. Okay, the results will come. When you meet your challenges and you stay the course, you start to become rewarded. Your results start to come. Okay, and they don't come right away, especially if you're new in sales, building a pipeline. I'm gonna teach a whole mindset on pipeline development because a lot of people get a little frustrated with the beginning of the sales cycle and really what it takes to get through it. But you've got to meet your challenges. Okay, so again, comfort makes more prisoners than all the jails combined. Freedom is something you can't have if you're enslaved to your own weaknesses, and your comfort zone is what you have right now in your life. If you want more out of your life, you must move into the discomfort zone. Okay, take all of the things that cause you to slow down, all the things that cause this comfort in your life. Okay, and I'm not saying go completely militant about everything. Okay, it's not what I'm saying at all. But look at all of them, write them down. Which ones can you give up? Okay, another thing that I've learned from a really very successful multi-level marketing leader was that people actually don't have any spare time. Okay, they're filling their time with something. And what you got to do is you got to get people to change their activities. And so this is my challenge to you today. What activities do you do on a daily basis that you can give up so that you can focus that time on the challenges that you have that are going to improve your life. Okay, what activities can you give up? Don't think about when are you going to manage things today. Like, don't think about how you're going to sit down and make those. Like, what can you get rid of? What can you stop doing so that you've got room in your time to engage these challenges head on? Because you're going to want to watch that TV show. You're going to want to waste time. You're going to want to do the things that comfort you because habitually that's what makes you feel better. It helps you get through your day. You don't have to face the world the way you really should to be successful. So make a list of things that you can stop doing. Okay, for me, I'll tell you one of the things that are on my list. I don't watch TV. Okay, not only do I not watch a particular show, I don't even watch TV at all. You know, one of the reasons is because I'm at a computer a lot. But that is something I completely gave up altogether. Okay, so what activities do you have? Write these things down right now that you can stop doing so that you can make the room in the timeline of your life to engage the challenges that you have to get into the discomfort zone until you're finally in a position to where you're engaging things and not just comfortable, but looking at your challenges as something that helps you grow. Okay, if you don't make the time for it, it's never going to happen. So what can you stop doing in order to get there? Okay, that's what I want you guys to think about today. Hopefully you got a good mindset. I will definitely be here tomorrow morning, and thank you for joining.